What's up guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be talking about a whole lot of units. We got a lot of units to review in this video, so we got Firion and Eileen and Dark Knight Leon, Emperor, Maria, and I think I got all of them. So we got a lot to go through, and yes, my new chair is here. You can see it like this. See it like this. No, this. There you go. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get into that review now. So here we are with Emperor first. There wasn't much to change by him from my previous slide this is basically remastered again, because there's not much else to say. This review of mine didn't even come out that long ago. Sorry about that noise, but they didn't come out that long ago, so there's not much else that I can say that I haven't already said. Other than like he is a magic finish for Dark Visions. I've used him quite a bit in Dark Visions. So if you are looking for finally having a magic finisher and you don't have Ellie or whoever else anyone's using, because I guess I don't really participate that much in Dark Visions anymore. So if you got that, if you have enough Emperors, I guess you can have a magic finisher for fire at least, or maybe just for anything, but mostly fire. So very high mods for finishing, of course, because he's a finisher. And his Brave Shift form has 200% human killer, which is a lot. 200% magic TDH. And of course, one of the main draws that you may be attracted to is his strong limit burst in his Brave Shift form. Lots of limit burst damage passives and buffs and stuff like that. But there's some downsides. So first of all, he's locked to fire, like his old self was. He's just fire, and at the same time, he has no chaining misses his limit burst. His limit burst in his Brave Shift form, by the way, guys, only his Brave Shift form has a chaining, and that's it. So, and it has limited time in his Brave Shift form. So he would not be so bad, and in fact, he'd probably be really good if he wasn't, have to change back. And I don't think he's gonna get a little buff with that, because there was no saying that he was getting any buffs. So, unfortunately, he's just gonna have to be unfortunate in the fact that he's just gonna, if you plan on using him to chain with, you'll be able to chain with him and then he'll shift back and then you're stuck with two finishers. So you'd have to have like support chaining to get him along in the meantime. It's not really my way of playing the game, but I know a lot of people do like that kind of stuff, so maybe if you like that kind of stuff. So overall, my rating will be 7.5 out of 10. If he was able to stay in his Brave Shift form for permanently for infinite turns, it would be an 8 out of 10, but the limited turns in the Brave Shift really hurts him in my eyes. But otherwise, he's a very strong unit. Do not take that away from him. He is very powerful. He is very nice to invest in if you need a fire finisher, of course. I invested in myself, and I get much higher scores during that time period, so if you guys like that fire finishing thing, go for it. Next, Eileen, someone who's been a lot of people waiting for, but yeah, we're gonna go into it. We're gonna see why people are waiting for her and stuff like that. So she's an Earth finisher now, but I think at this point, my opinion, after using her for a while, I use her more as a support because she has a lot of killers and stuff. So she has 125% in peril for Earth, but only for that turn. It has 0 turns, so basically you apply it and it's there for that turn and then it goes away. And then 100% AoE machine killer, which is really nice. Very, very nice for Dark Visions, but you'll see that on the global side at least, there's something even better than that. So 170 times Earth finisher. Probably not, the most special thing in the world, but it's a pretty good finishing move. 150% limit burst damage buff for self, but remember guys, we have someone special for all. See, on the JP side, we don't have anyone like Zon. I'm just going to mention it. I'm going to get the hat out of the bag. JP doesn't have anything like Zon, so a lot of these buffs that are for self, they don't take into account anything like this. So 170 times mod on Lillipers. I don't think that matters. I think I might have wrote that at the beginning, and I thought that may have been neat, but no one uses her for that. 100% LB damage passive in a very short form, but again, it doesn't matter too much. And her Magnus ability, which is really nice. Not Magnus ability, but you guys know what I'm trying to say, like the Gradius ability. 300% LB fill rate AoE, and also 30 Lillipers crystals. And on top of that, she does have, I think it's like 250% killers for herself or something like that. I didn't write that down, but Zan would like that to copy with all those. So if you've been wondering about her, this is definitely the time to look at her, because she has a limited time in her Brave Shift form, I think, but at the same time you can spread those killers out, so it's pretty good. So on the JP side, she's probably gonna be she would only have gotten like a 7, I think. But on the global side, I think she's gonna get a 7.5, just because of her Brave Shift form and being able to work with Zan. But really, honestly, the only reason why you're ever bringing her is for killers and some support capabilities with Lillipers crystals. You're not really gonna bring her for finishing. She doesn't have time for that. And the no dual cast thing really is unfortunate in her normal form. She has no dual cast or triple cast or anything like that. So it's unfortunate. That's really the only downside at this point. You're not really bringing her for chaining. You're bringing her for possible finishes, and you're bringing her for the killers that she can now spread and things like that. So 7.5 out of 10, that's a very good score. It's above average. And moving on, we got Dark Knight Leon here, who I thought was pretty good, but apparently no one else thinks that way, huh? So, has Dark Absorb in his Brave Shift form, but we'll find out why. That doesn't matter too much. Can imbue himself with an ally with Dark auto cast chaining, but it's just okay. It's just alright, not too good. But his normal form is much better. 6 times cap in his normal form, high mods, can be useful in Dark Visions for Dark Imbue and stuff like that. So he's a very budget friendly DPS. If you're free to play and you've acquired a whole bunch of Leons, now is your time to use him, because he is at his peak performance right now. Like right now. So if you got him, make sure to use him while you still can, because eventually he'll fall off, but for now I think he's like the best budget DPS besides Tifa, of course. But I mean, you can't always just say it's not Tifa XD, so I'm not going to use him. Like, give him a chance. He has a 6 times cap. Well, you can't go wrong with that, right? So just stick to his normal form, because his Brave Shift form actually, you lose damage because he doesn't have the 6 times cap in his Brave Shift form. So really the only reason why you're going to EX1 or 2 or 3, or I don't know if you would ever want to go to 3, but something like that, is to get more stats. That's really the only reason why you would do that. And he doesn't even have dual cast. He has to unlock triple cast in his Brave Shift form. It's just not very good. It's terrible. So just stick to his normal form. He'll do just fine. And my review on him will be a 7 out of 10. A very, very, very strong budget damage dealer. So if you've been looking for finally getting your hands on a DPS that's not Tifa, or something that you can use to finish with Tifa or something like that, because he can imbue Tifa with Dark, so that's pretty good, right? So 7 out of 10. Very, very, very strong budget friendly DPS. Very strong. And moving on, we've got Maria here. Her name has been cut off, but that's okay. So she's a combat medic. She can gain triple cast, can heal, give physical and magical mitigation, while giving herself mod boosts. 150 times with ignore defense move that can nearly kill your whole team. That's amazing, right? I think that someone said that this is a lore ability, but I mean, there are some times, like with Terra, that you should just not do lore stuff. If it's this bad, you should probably just not do lore stuff. There's sometimes you just don't want to do it. So, AoE auto revive on cooldown, and also good limit burst. HP MP heal, AoE auto revive, pretty nice. That's something you want to see on your healer. So something like that. And ignoring her chaining, she can be a decent healer. On the JB side, if you go check my review out on that, I hammered her pretty hard on the healing aspect, like the chaining and healing thing. But if you take that away, if you don't care about her non-elemental chaining, she can actually be pretty good because I like the mechanic of it, where she can chain while also giving you like status, like stat breaker resistance and things like that she can do for your team. So I kind of like that aspect. I just feel like the execute it's not so good because it's a 5 to 7 star unit at this point in the game. So there's no white magic for her as a con, and not elemental chaining like I mentioned. It's just unfortunate, but if you just ignore all that stuff, I think she's pretty good. If you have no healers at all and you're pulling in this banner, she's definitely going to be good for you. She can do a lot of things for you. So my review will be 6 out of 10 for Maria. I think that's a pretty good score for a 5 to 7 star unit. And the main event, you've got Firion Neovision. This is not CG Firion. Well, I guess it is technically CG Firion, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not the Wild Rose Firion version. This is a completely new version. You cannot fuse a whole bunch of Wild Rose Firions together to get him. I know the memes are coming. No, this is a completely new one. You cannot fuse them together. So anyways, with that out of the way, he is a very, very strong unit. I'm not sure why, but a lot of people seem to not acknowledge his strengths. Like, people think that he's just not that good. He's very good. I've used him a lot. On the JB side, I have trial experience with him. I have a lot of experience with him, as opposed to a lot of the other people who think that he's just mediocre. I don't think so. And here we go into why. He can be good for Dark Visions. I've used him for Dark Visions for months at this point. I mean, you can equip any weapon, so that means you can equip 2 killer weapons for the price of 1, and things like that. You can give bolting strike frames to his allies, so you can use that for Dark Visions, or maybe you can use that to your advantage to make him a finisher with his Limit Burst or something like that. So you could give he literally gives your unit support chaining, and the modifiers are decently competitive as well. So it's not like this, it's a little weakling chaining move. It's actually pretty good. And here's his best strengths. He has the 6 times cap, and hear this. 200% true to wield passively. You heard that right. 200% true to wield passively, same as Zeno on the global side, of course. And 200% TDH in his brace shift form, which is okay. Wind Imbue, Wind Imperil in his normal, Light Imbue, Light Imperil in his brace shift form. Stardust Ray, and also he has AMOE frames, and of course he has the Bolting Strike. And what can you go wrong? He has multiple killers in his passives. He can equip any weapon, so you could equip 2 killer weapons that you need to fight with. Like, how can you go wrong with this? I can't understand why people don't like him so much, because okay, Elena is great. I understand. I pulled for Elena too. Mostly as a business venture, but still, I pulled for Elena, and I think that she's okay, but I think that Firion's also really good, and okay, and strong, and amazing. And sure, he only has 2 elements, 1 for each form, and you kind of have to bend over backwards to get his brace, get his Light Imbue, but still. The only downside, I think, is that his brace shift form is just not very good. I understand that they were trying to do like a thing where he can be a finisher and DPS, but DPS and finisher roll compression are just not good. You don't want him to be a finisher. You want him to be a chainer. He's much stronger as a chainer than he can ever be as a finisher, and that's because I'm going to go on the other end of this argument. Tifa does exist, so just let Tifa be the finisher. Let him do the chaining. I think that's just a better way of doing that. So I think I still have my review as 9 out of 10. This is the JB side, because he has so many things about him. He can be equipped for any situation, except for, you know, Blood Moon, I guess, but we're not talking about that guy. And he just can do, you know, anything really. He can be equipped for any situation whatsoever. So I think 9 out of 10 is a very good score. If you guys are new to the game and you don't have any DPS at all, and you didn't pull for Elena, this is the banner to go on, I think. I think this is the banner to go on. Unless you're saving for Kingdom Hearts. But if you're new to the game, I think Firion is definitely a good choice to go for. So, overall, I think this is a pretty strong banner. Eileen's put in there just so that you can't get Dark Knight Leon, or you can't get Eileen, because there's a lot of 5 stars on the banner. And I think 5-star rate up is a lie. No joke. If you go check out my, what was it? It was a banner that I recently pulled on. I think it was Elena. I pulled almost no 5 stars, I think, right? So that was kind of weird, but in the end, I think this is a pretty good banner to go on. If you are free to play and you have DPS already, you can probably just skip. But if you're a new player, or maybe you're just a veteran player who's just coming back into the game and doesn't have anything relevant at this current time, Firion is definitely a highlight. So if you watch all the way to the end of this video, make sure to type in hashtag new chair, because you gotta give respect to the new chair. Hashtag new chair, guys. Feels really nice. Feels much better on my back. I like it. It's making me feel a lot more comfortable than that one over there. Make sure to give a like on the video if you like these reviews, and make sure to leave me down in the comments down below if you want me to bring back that that chart where I say which brave abilities you should level. At this point, I'm kind of not wanting to do it right now because Global has flooded us with all these things. So unlike the JB side where we had to scratch and claw our way to get these things, on the Global side they've kind of force fed us this with a big spoon. So they gave us a lot more than I thought that they would ever give us. So I'm kind of like over flooded with them at this point. So if you guys still want to see them, please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Hope this review helped you out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.